Hello and welcome back to 321 Adam. I'm your host Adam, and today's episode we're going to talk about some movies here, but more specifically, we're going to talk about one of the Star Wars movies. And Star Wars movie, it's a little bit of a stretch. We're going to be talking about what they call the end of the Skywalker saga, Rise of Skywalker. Yes, episode 9. We're going to call that an episode in the Star Wars franchise here. So, episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. Let's start with that. What does that even mean, Rise of Skywalker? There's no Skywalker left. Luke's dead. Anakin's dead. There's no other offspring from Luke or Anakin. So now, they're just taking the Skywalker name as a symbol, as a metaphor for someone that brings balance to the Force. So was Obi-Wan a Skywalker then? Was Yoda a Skywalker? No, because I guess they failed at bringing balance. Okay, makes a lot of sense. So, tell me then. We're going to slander the Star Wars name. We're going to bring back someone from the dead with no warning. Just, the dead speak. Oh, how exciting title crawl that was. The dead speak. When was that ever established in Star Wars? And now I'm going to hear a lot of stuff about, well, did you watch this show, this animated show, or did you watch this miniseries, or did you read that book? To me, it's a movie franchise. Yes, don't get me wrong. All that other stuff is great, and I'm sure it's very popular in the community. But as a movie enthusiast, and a movie enthusiast only, you can't do that. Come on, you can't do it. Episode 9 is what we all said about Disney buying Star Wars from George Lucas. They were going to ruin it. They were going to make ridiculous, nonsensical plots. Is Kylo Ren good or bad? Because I don't have an answer through 3 movies. Was he good or bad? He was a good guy. Then he turned bad because Luke saw the dark side. Then he killed Snoke and all the royal guards. And then he wants to rule the galaxy. But then he wants to kill Luke. So that it's like this up and down game. I guess they're trying to say Kylo Ren was an immature 14-year-old trying to run the galaxy. Because that's kind of what they were trying to hint towards, like history repeating itself kind of nonsense, with Anakin being out of control, being power hungry as a young adult male. That's kind of what they were. That's the metaphor they're trying to get it as. But I mean, come on, it's a noodle scratcher. Let's be honest, it's a very big noodle scratcher. There was really nothing in this movie that made me say, "Yeah, there we go." Old man Lando. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, that's Lando's daughter? Okay, he just hit on her. That's a little weird. Okay, Rey, you're a Palpatine. Yay. So that means Palpatine, if Rey's a Palpatine, and Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter, you're telling me Palpatine had a family. And I'm not going to go any deeper than that. He had a family that was good, and he was bad, and they offspringed again. This is kind of like what a lot of people say about how Darth Vader never found out about Luke or Leia before Episode 4. Like, through all them Force powers that they've invented in these 3 new movies, that Darth Vader and the Emperor never sensed this in the Force before. Like, in the original 6 movies, George Lucas is saying that Yoda and Obi-Wan hid away on the Outer Rim, hiding from the Empire, waiting to make their last big push of the rebellion. And that's what, Leia was doing, building up, and that's why she called for Obi-Wan in Episode 4. So, the thing is, that was the 6 movies, but then, here we are, Episode 7 is just Episode 4, it's just a Xerox copy with bad casting. And then you have Episode 8, just essentially was a movie it should have been a standalone movie, like, making the book, making like a side book into a movie. Like, it didn't make any sense. Episode 9, then, with J.J. Abrams popping back in, you think, okay, he's here to save the day. No, he couldn't think of a sensible plot line to wrap this up in. So he just goes, what's the easiest cop out of them all? Let's just bring back Palpatine. It's easy. You know, if Darth Maul can survive without half a body and appear in these animated in books, yeah, we can bring Palpatine back from this giant explosion from the Death Star, with the Death Star then exploding on its own. So we have two major explosions, and yet Palpatine is still alive. But was that really a Palpatine? Maybe that was just a clone of Palpatine. Did we ever think of that? Man, we're just spinning out of control here with what ifs. I love when people tell me when I talk about how awful these three films were, and how especially how awful this last one was. They go, Adam, what are you getting all aggravated about? It's just a movie. It's just a movie. It's entertainment. Weren't you entertained? I'm like, no, I was literally insulted by this. Bleh. I was insulted by how stupid they think I am. Like, what I think they expect. I think they just throw all these little effects everywhere that I was just going to go, yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Man, cool. No, it's dumb. Stupid. Harrison Ford should be spitting on this. George Lucas probably had a heart attack. George Lucas had 3 heart attacks watching these movies. And George Lucas is being like, yeah, maybe I should not have sold this to Disney. Maybe. Yeah, but look how much more money I got. Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, or Rise of Rey, I like to call it. If I had to rate this movie, it's got to be a floundering 3 out of 10. It's barely watchable. And when I say barely watchable, I mean I watched it once and I regretted every minute of it. It took a lot of pausing, a lot of bathroom breaks, and I'll tell you, a lot of snacks to get through this one. Terrible film. Absolutely terrible. Almost vomit terrible. I got through it, so it can't be vomit terrible, but it was terrible. And that's today's episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next time. If you like this video, subscribe for future content, and we'll see you next time.